Hwang's the philosopher artist who created this poem, and I asked him about sources of obligation in Chinese culture. He said, perhaps best to tell you my story. And his story is that he, as a young man, was a soldier in the Kuomintang, a soldier in Chiang Kai-shek's army that was defeated by the army of Mao Zedong, and they were exiled to the island of Formosa, or what's now Taiwan. And he said that there was no hope of going back. In my village, in my town, I had a wife, I had a child, but no hope of ever seeing them again. So, and there were thousands like me, so what did we do? I started a new life. I got a new job, I married again, I had children, and then there came a rapprochement, there came a possibility of going back. And when that possibility arose, he said, I began to ask the family. And then I said, well, what? This was a formal interview with an interpreter, a philosopher friend of mine, and I asked, what then were the obligation statuses of concerning the promises you'd made to your first wife? What about the promises you'd made to your second wife in your new life? What's the story? And he said, oh, look, this is the important point about Chinese sources of obligation. Our Chinese meaning system is such that you've fulfilled your obligations when, and only when, you've consulted every person who's involved. Consult all the stakeholders. And so he said, since then, my new family's been going back to the mainland, and I've been, and my old family's been coming out for holidays to the new family, and we're all very, very happy. This is a man he's very, very old. You see, calligraphers get to an ancient age because of the physical stamina that's required for them hours every day to hold that posture, holding the brush and so on. So here's another meaning system in which there's a different way of thinking about sources of obligation than the selection of a principle and the application of the appropriate principle which is deemed to override. No, for them it's about making sure that everyone's been consulted. Interesting.